Hello, welcome back. This is Magic Ace. I am bringing you some more Mass Effect because I figure, why not? I would like to finish this game up because I personally love the next two games. This is a good game, for sure, but like the next two games, and especially like the second game, so good, so good. So, last we talked, we had just turned in stuff to get the OSD, we had just taken out the Exogeny base, where the Geth were based at. So now we are on our way back to the colonists. Oh, and I'm sorry. I was supposed to put the Thorian, anti-Thorian gas, whatever, on my grenades so that I can try to save the colonists. Alright. Ah! Okay. Nice and creepy. Sorry, I was trying to put my phone on the charger. Long.
What is that?
There we
There's
go.
no way that's human, infection or not.
Careful. Leave the colonists.
No hitting the colonists, even if the Thorian makes them fire on us. That's what the gas grenades are for.
You got it, Commander. Let's do this.
Alright. Save here just because reasons. It's not like I've ever died here before, I swear.
Hostile spotted.
Bro! How many headshots do you need? No! No, Kaden. Come on. Oh no! Okay. I accidentally used 2 grenades.
Perimeter secured.
Normally I can get it in just one, so that's annoying. Back to the colony.
Look out!
Pro tip, I like bringing biotics on this mission for multiple reasons, but specifically for the throwing feature. Okay, G.
Incoming!
Got him.
Target down.
I have to be careful where I fire.
They are definitely protecting the Borealis. We've got to move one of those cargo blocks.
Here it comes!
Incoming!
Okay, gave me more grenades. Sweet.
Bring it on. Kill confirmed.
Sweet. So far, all 16 colonists.
Take cover!
Kind of gross how similar these things are to Husk. Ah! everybody's on cooldown. Lift. Lift. Oh my gosh, dude. Neuroshock. The reason why I don't want them to touch us is they explode on us and infect us. It does damage.
There's the crane. Can you make sense of the controls, Commander?
Bro, can you just die? No time for your garbage.
Incoming!
Perimeter clear.
That's dumb. Literally just had to wait a second because I was technically still in combat. Whatever.
I tried to fight it.
Fight Ann?
It gets in your head. You can't imagine the pain.
Fight Ann?
I was supposed to be their leader.
need to have a talk,
These
Fight
people trusted me.
Fight Ann.
It wants me to stop you.
Bro.
But
Bro.
won't.
Oh.
I
Oh.
won't.
That doesn't stop me from seeing it. Kaden, why are you infected? Stop being infected. Okay, now we go deal with the Thorian. First, let's level up. Right, here we go. After playing Dead Space, everything has my anxiety through the roof. When I play a game, everything. I had a Cassidy ult the other day. I didn't know he was right behind me. Scared the crap out of me. I was like legitimately terrified. I screamed and my teammates were dying laughing. And I was like, I hate this. Big boss fight. Once we're finished with this, we're done with Pharaohs.
Okay, by the numbers. We just need to find...
Remember it said simple
that?
life form? This is simple to you?
That does not look like any plant I've ever seen.
That does not look simple.
This may be problematic.
You think, Shep? Is it coughing up a hairball? Oh, it coughed up an Asari. A green Asari.
Invaders, your every step
Asari
is a
clone?
transgression. 1,000
It can
feelers
clone
appraise
people?
you as meat, good only to dig or decompose. I speak for the old growth as I did for Saren. You are within and before the Thorian. It commands that you be in awe.
You gave something to Saren.
Okay.
Something I need.
Saren sought knowledge of those who are gone. The old growth listened to flesh for the
Weird.
first time in the long cycle. Trades were made. Then cold ones began killing the flesh that would tend the next cycle. Flesh fairly given. The old growth sees the air you push as lies. It will listen no more.
It's not lies.
I
If
won't
you can
let
see it,
keep
then you
your
should
draws.
know.
Release them now.
No more will the Thorian listen to those that scurry. Your lives are short, but have gone on
Scurries?
too long. Your blood
I
will
walk
feed the
quickly.
ground in the new growth.
Hiya. Ah! Wah! Creepy. Oh. Those noises suddenly are creepier than they used to be.
Nose. Worth looking at.
Yeah. Get wrecked.
That hurt it. I can tell. A few more of those and it's in trouble.
Yeah, you think they'll like scream, bro? Hello? Broski? How many can it just make? I'm sure there's lots of perverts in the galaxy that would love this. You know what I mean?
Hostile spotted.
Oh, she got you, didn't she? Yeah. Let's hit you with a neural shock. Alright. Ah! Oh. The ones behind me not waking up though, creepy.
Area secure.
Creepy. Why does it make those sounds? Honestly, this stuff was never scary until after playing a horror game for the first time. Now, all this stuff is creepier and scarier. Ah! Why you explode me? Good thing I'm wearing my toxin
That's
thing.
it. Bag him attack.
Where are they? Oh, it's you. Ah! 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 Man, all the backtracking makes it really hard to hit anything. I mean, at least you're making it easier for me to kill you, but like, overall, it's definitely more difficult to kill things.
I think we got him, Commander.
Oh, you think, Caden? Oh. The more damage you do to this, the more of those things you wake up, so I do it in tiers. So that it's easier and I don't get overwhelmed. It's almost like I've done this before. Yo, can we talk about this? Ah!
Shield down.
Caden! My nose itches! Caden! Wait! Excuse me? That was a whole thing. Okay. Can you just hold still so we can shoot you? dinosaur! Okay, Caden.
I'm better now.
Thank you. Let's go over here first. You know what? Boom. I don't have time to wait for your healing. It'll take you forever. And just because crazy things have happened before, you know, and I've killed a few of these nodes. Ah! Oh, hello. I thought I was gonna do some damage first.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. You've already died, Caden. Shut up. You don't need to bring anything on. Gosh, Rex, you're such a dummy head. Okay, boom, got you. Rex, push. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay. Lift.
And stay down.
Bring it on.
Everybody is on cooldown. Bro, just die. Die! Thank you. Jimmy Christmas. I don't have the toxic seals on him. Okay. I don't know what that was. I don't want to talk about it.
Negative on full six. That thing has to drop soon.
I don't really want to know what those are. I think I have to drop down to do the rest of this combat if I remember correctly. That's not nice. That is not nice. Caden, can you stop dying? Por favor. Yeah, Caden, I feel the same way. Listen here, you little hoe. How about you use a shotgun? Yeah, there we go. Oh, I could have skipped all that combat and just killed it. I knew that. Ew, that's what it does. It holds people that he can clone. Oh, and she's not actually green.
I'm free. I I suppose I should thank you for releasing me.
Are you okay?
Is everything all right?
'Cause
Are you hurt?
that looks pretty nasty.
I am fine. Or I will be. In time.
And you're looking remarkably
My
good for
name is
coming out of that
Shiala.
sack, you know?
I served Matriarch Benezia. When she allied herself with Saren, so did I. Benezia foresaw the influence Saren would have. She joined him to guide him down a gentler path. But Saren is compelling. Benezia lost her way.
He's cunning. She lost her
saying
way.
Saren
She
can
just got
control
lost on the
minds?
path.
Benezia underestimated Saren, as I did. We came to believe in his cause and his goals. The strength of his influence is troubling.
Typical Asari meddling. About time it bit you in the ass.
Okay.
Asari
Rex is
matriarchs
like,
are among the most intelligent and
wrecked.
powerful beings in the galaxy. How could one fall under Saren's control?
Saren has a vessel, an enormous warship unlike anything I've ever seen. He calls it
Yeah,
Sovereign.
I saw
It
it.
can dominate the minds
Alright, I
of
don't
his
often say
followers.
it's huge, but oh my gosh, it's
They
huge.
become indoctrinated to Saren's will. The process is subtle. It can take days, weeks, but in the end, it is absolute. I was a willing slave when Saren brought me to this world. He needed my biotics to communicate with the Thorian, to
I
learn
didn't know
its secrets.
biotics were a
Saren
communication
offered me in
device.
trade.
I have
was
learned something new.
sacrificed to secure an alliance between Saren and the Thorian.
Saren's pretty quick to betray his own people.
He was quick to betray the Thorian, too. After he had what he wanted, he ordered the Geth to destroy all evidence of its existence. Saren knows you are searching for the conduit. He knows you are
course he
following
knows.
his steps.
Of course.
He attacked the Thorian so you could not gain the cipher.
The cipher? What does the cipher do?
What's the cipher? And why did Saren need it?
The beacon on Eden Prime gave you visions. But the visions are unclear, confusing. They were meant for a Prothean mind. To truly comprehend them, you must think like a Prothean. You must understand their culture, their history, their very existence. The Thorian was here long before the Protheans built this city. It watched and studied them. When they died,
It did say it was
consumed
really,
them.
really old.
They
Like,
became a
really
part of
old.
it.
Thousands of years old. So the cipher is like Prothean knowledge and like knowledge of everything that's happened on Pharaohs throughout the galaxy. And supposedly, like, I guess if they've been infected by the spores or whatever and they go out and live life outside of the galaxy or outside of this planet and they're like out in the galaxy, they can still like transmit knowledge or something to the Thorian. That's
so
my
the Thorian
thoughts.
taught Saren to think like a Prothean. How?
How
the
did the
cipher is the very essence of being a
how did this
Prothean.
plant think like a
It cannot be
Prothean? I'm just
described or
curious.
explained. It would be like describing color to a creature without eyes.
Rude.
To understand,
Oh.
you must have access to endemic ancestral memory. A viewpoint spanning thousands of Prothean generations. I sensed this ancestral memory, the cipher, when I melded with the Thorian. Our identities merged, our minds intertwined.
She is Dr. Spock.
Such knowledge cannot be taught. It simply exists.
Well, how did
I need that
Saren
knowledge to
get it?
stop Saren.
There is a way. I can transfer the knowledge from my mind to yours, as I did with Saren. Try to relax, Commander. Slow, deep breaths. Let go of your physical shell. Reach out to grasp the threads that bind us
like
one to another. Every action sends ripples across the galaxy. Every idea must touch another mind to live. Each emotion must mark another's spirit. We are all connected. Every living being united in a single glorious existence. Open yourself to the universe, Commander. Embrace eternity.
I want to embrace it! I want to embrace it! No! Screaming, death, bright light explosions, lots of like tech melded with flesh. That looks glorious. Just the future I was looking for. On a really dark planet. Somewhere where it's bright orange and yellow. What are you looking at me like that for? I didn't do it.
I have given you the cipher, just as it was given to Saren. The
my-
ancestral memories of the Protheans are part
Why
of
did
you
he
now.
want this?
What just happened? Are you okay?
I saw something. It still didn't make any sense.
You have been given a great gift. The experience of an entire people.
Oh, yeah.
It will take time for
great.
your mind to process this information.
You look pretty rough. We should get you back
Thanks,
to the ship.
Caden. That's so sweet.
I'm sorry
What a
if you have
romantic.
suffered, but there was no other way. You needed the cipher. In time, it will help you understand the vision from the beacon.
I need to know about the story.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the Thorian?
When the creature enveloped me, I became part of it, but I still don't truly understand.
I mean, you were in
so
the
alien,
sack.
so ancient. Its exact age is impossible to know. It measured time differently. 10,000 years of hibernation broken by a few frantic centuries of activity.
So it just
Its
spent
mind
its
was
life
awesome.
sleeping.
Magnificent.
Okay.
It transcended all classification. And now it is gone.
Don't tell me you feel sorry for that thing.
The Thorian was a unique life form. A sentient being that lived for 50,000 years, maybe more. There is nothing even remotely like it in the known galaxy.
Well, it had to come from somewhere. There's got to be
I'm
more of them,
grateful you
right?
saved me from a life of thraldom. Yet I cannot help but feel some sorrow for the loss of such a rare and remarkable creature.
Sorrow. It's rare
Tell
and
me more about
remarkable.
this ship Saren has.
But
Sovereign is alien.
sorry, that was kind of Yoshi-ish.
I do not know
Blech.
how it was built or where it comes from. Its design does not match that of any known spacefaring species. It dwarfs any vessel in the Citadel
So
or
is it
Alliance
unique?
fleets. Its weapons are devastating. Its defenses virtually impenetrable. With it, Saren believes he is unstoppable.
So it and the
Who
Thorian be
said
controlling
Saren
people.
uses it to manipulate his followers?
The indoctrination. There is an energy about Sovereign. You feel drawn to the ship. It makes Saren's arguments more persuasive, more compelling.
Creepy.
Spend enough time in Sovereign's presence.
Sounds
and
like
you
an
will
abusive
lose
ex,
yourself.
honestly.
There's no other way to explain it.
What about the matriarch?
I want to know more about Benezia.
Benezia was greatly respected among our people. A powerful biotic, even for an Asari. She was widely known as a teacher of philosophy and religion.
She was?
She always sought the paths of peace
What's going
and
on?
harmony. She joined with Saren because she hoped to turn him away from his path of destruction.
I don't think it
Instead,
worked.
she became one of his most powerful allies.
As I mentioned before, Matriarch Benezia underestimated Saren. Be sure you do not make the same mistake.
Yo, I'm gonna just gun that
What else can you tell
Joker
me about
down,
Saren?
okay? Boom.
There is
Not
little
our
I
Joker,
could tell
that
you
Joker.
that you do not already know. He's powerful, he's charismatic, and he is dangerous. Once I followed him, blind to his true nature. But now I see he's leading the galaxy into an age of darkness and suffering.
I want to know more about you.
Alright, let's get the show on the
There
road.
is
Chip
nothing
chop.
remarkable about me. I was merely one of Matriarch Benezia's disciples. For nearly 2 centuries, I followed her, learning at her feet.
That's a long
When Benezia
freaking
revealed her
time.
plan to
200
join
years?
Saren, she gave her disciples a choice. Only those who were willing had to follow her. Many felt her plan was too dangerous, but I believed in her. I thought she could turn Saren away from his insanity. Instead, we joined him in it.
Jeez.
Now that you're free of the Thorian, what are you planning to do next?
If you allow it, I would like to stay here with the colonists. They have suffered greatly, and I played a role in their suffering. I would like to make amends.
Honestly, good.
The colonists
Somebody go
will
help
need all
these
the help
people.
they can get.
Can't just
They'll
be
be
me.
happy to have you on their side.
Thank you, Commander. May fortune smile upon you.
Agreed.
You
I want
did
some
it.
fortune smiling
With
on
the
me.
Thorian gone, we can start rebuilding for ourselves again. And we're free of Exogeni's threats.
Alright.
We're back to being just a little nowhere colony. Thank you, Commander.
No, thank you. Alright. I want to get back to my ship. First, I want to sell some things.
I never thought I'd forgive my previous inaction, but under the Thorian's influence, every thought was examined and filtered.
What will you do now that the fighting is
weird.
over?
I may stay, try to recover my losses. I can have new supplies delivered within weeks. Perhaps the colony will survive after all.
Let me see what you have in stock.
Of
A store
course.
is something important that we
Return in
need.
the future, and I may even have more to see.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
Commander, you look pale. Are you suffering any ill effects from the cipher?
Oh, I'm feeling strange, all right.
The cipher shook me up.
But I wasn't inside the
I
Thorian,
might
so
be able
it
to
could be
help
worse.
you. I am an expert on the Protheans. If I join my consciousness to yours, maybe we can make some sense of it.
It's worth a shot.
Do it. Hurry. We don't have much
I already
time.
had one Asari in my head today. Let's just make it another one. She has
Relax,
some very
Commander.
blue eyes.
Embrace
Wow.
eternity.
Never mind. I don't know what that is. Alright, I'm seeing a little more images now. Looks like beings clumped together as they're like burning to death or something. Tech and biology together. So like living
That
tech,
was incredible. All this time, all my research, yet
flesh
I
and
never
technology
dreamed.
together.
I am sorry. The images were so vivid. I never imagined the experience would
Destroyed
be so
by tech and
intense.
flesh.
You are
Or maybe
remarkably
destruction is
strong-willed,
melding them.
Commander. What you have been through, what you have seen, would have destroyed a lesser mind.
Did you see anything?
The
Are
beacon
you trying to
on
say I have
Eden
a
Prime must
wonderfully
have
strong
been
mind?
badly damaged. Large
Work
parts
out?
of the vision are missing. The data transferred into the commander's mind is incomplete.
Well,
You
that's
sure you didn't come across
annoying.
any kind of clue or hint? Something we might have missed?
Everything I saw, you already know. You were right about the Reapers. The Protheans were destroyed by a race of sentient machines. I think it is obvious there is a connection between the Reapers, the Prothean extinction, and the Conduit. But I did not see anything that would help us find it.
Well, that's
What's our
freaking
next move?
great.
I was able to interpret the data relayed through your vision. What was there, at least. But something was missing.
Oh.
Saren must have the missing information. Maybe he found another beacon. If we can find the missing data from your vision, I can...
I would just like to say this. I
am sorry.
previously
The
have been
joining is
very harsh on
exhausting.
her.
I
I'm
should
like,
go to
what
the medical
a
bay and lie down
weakling.
for a moment.
Wah. Everything's so hard. And then I realized she's like very young for an Asari. So she's probably not used to using her mind like that. Whereas like the other Asari, you know,
Dr.
they're each like a
Chakwas
few
should
hundred
take a
years
look at you.
old.
That
And they've
will
done
not
it
be
plenty of
necessary.
times, so they're probably
I
not
just need
as
some
fatigued.
rest.
Also, she doesn't
Somewhere quiet.
spend much time
We're done here.
with other
Dismissed.
people, and you know, like she probably doesn't do that much. So
I've sent off the Pharos report, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
watch them complain. They'll find something to
through,
complain
Joker.
about.
Setting up
I
the
didn't
link now,
destroy any
Commander.
ruins, but the Thorian's
Commander,
dead, so they're gonna complain.
Exogeny should have told us about the Thorian. It would have made your job much easier.
You might have been able to capture it for study instead of
Bro,
destroying.
see? Really? Really?
The Thorian liked to enslave minds. Anyone who studied it would have ended up as one of its thralls.
Perhaps it's for the best then. At least the colony was saved.
Of course it was saved. Shepard would go to any lengths.
So what? I should sacrifice the entire colony to save this one thing? Are you kidding me?
Being
Bro.
human had nothing to do with it. They were in trouble.
Admirable. But sometimes Spectres have to make sacrifices.
That's what they want. They wanted me to save the Thorian and sacrifice the human
Goodbye,
colony.
Commander. We will be waiting for your next report.
Not really. Don't do that. That's bad. That's bad. Don't do that. It's not the answer.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
Yeah. How you
look
doing?
much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
You're in good
She's
hands.
best.
Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
Maybe we could pick up
Sure.
where we left off. You were telling me
Talk
about your
about
interest
the
in the Protheans.
Protheans.
Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously.
Rude.
Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
Alright, well, what do you think now?
Has your opinion changed at all?
It has. I have been watching you and your crew. It has taught me a lot about your species.
That's good.
You humans are creatures of action.
Yes.
You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
It works for us.
You can't argue with results.
No, but there are consequences.
True.
Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as a bully. You run over anyone who gets in your way. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
I mean, it's not that we're trying to be bullies, it's that, you know, we live only a certain amount of time, right? And if we want to see change in our lifetime, we have to get cracking. Like, in my opinion, you would think that the species that would understand that the most and, like, sympathize with us is maybe the Solarians, who, like, are old by the time they're 40. They're, like, coming to the end of their life, you know? But, you know, what do I know?
Why me?
There is a reason the Council chose you to become a Spectre. They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your history.
Great, you know?
I know what you did during the Blitz.
Commander Shepard.
It was a remarkable display of courage and heroism.
You looked that up?
Why are you so interested in me?
I wanted to know more about you. To understand
Remember,
what made you into the woman you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
Me or the beacon?
You're interested in me because of my visions. You just want to know more about the Protheans.
Well, that's a little harsh.
I admit.
That's a little
your
harsh.
Connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest. But it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard. But I was not sure if it was
a little flirty.
Appropriate to act on my feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Lieutenant Alenko.
Yep.
I care about Caden.
Caden, I have a thing.
A lot.
I thought so. Still, I feel as if there is also some attraction between us, Shepard.
No, I just want to be friends.
I'm not interested in you in that way, Liara.
This is very embarrassing for me, Commander. Please, let's talk about something else.
She's like, anything else, please.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Okay. All right, Caden, let's do a little flirty flirt if you're down.
Do you have some time to talk now,
Oh,
Commander?
absolutely, Caden. Hold on. Let me get my coffee for this, okay? My coffee, all right.
Of course. Have a seat.
We've played it pretty close to the book so far, but we're a long way from backup. We've got some tough calls to make. I'm just saying, try to leave yourself a way out. I've seen what cutting corners can do, and I'd hate to have that happen to you.
Are you
Shepard.
saying I'm cutting corners? How informal, Caden.
That's not the appropriate way to address your commanding officer, Lieutenant.
I wasn't speaking to you as my commanding officer, ma'am. I don't want to send any bad signals. Just, working on what I've picked up. You tell me if I'm going too far.
We haven't had much off-duty time to talk. You have an issue with how things are going?
I'm not questioning any decision you've made, Shepard. Let me be clear about that. It's just my experience that once someone lets something slide, it tends to pick up speed. You get my meaning?
So do you mean me letting it slide that you're flirting with your commanding officer? Just asking for a friend.
Talk to me, Caden. You got a little black rain cloud sitting over your head.
That's his hair, Shepard.
You know,
I'm surprised I've never made that joke
the
before.
biotic training out on Jump Zero, they're all classified because the Alliance made mistakes. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
Experts?
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Kinetics kept it a secret.
Ah,
They were
people are
afraid of
still
what
upset
people
about
back home
Turians.
would think, asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
I am curious why not the
The
Asari.
would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel.
Ah,
It would have
so
made
Turians
Earth
were
look weak,
willing
so
to
they
break the rules.
discreetly
Got it.
hired some Turian mercenaries.
Yikes.
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and Ezo. Forget trying to
Yeah,
get the
that makes
kids to
sense.
move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs. And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
Oof, I'm sure they meant well.
I'm sure Kinetics did what they thought was best.
It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. To introduce himself, he liked to say, "I was at the helm of the dreadnought that killed your father."
Ooh, that's
Well, I
nasty.
told him my dad wasn't in the war. He'd retired to Vancouver. My family had an inland home that matured to new beachfront.
Matured.
Vernus had it in for me after that. He cut corners, pushed hard. I mean, you either came out a Superman or a wreck. A lot of kids snapped. A few died.
Aww.
The point of all this, I guess, is that when you cut corners, it's not always obvious who pays for it.
If I were a rotten little thing, I'd be like, is this the part where I fix you?
So why are you telling me this? Is there something I can do to help you get over it?
I'm 32, Shepard. You don't serve as
Yo,
long
me
as
too,
I have
Caden.
without coming to terms with yourself. You also learn that if someone is special to you, you help them. Try to keep them from making mistakes.
Special?
Special, huh?
If I'm out of line, just say the word.
Special. I wish I had a flower here. I'd be like, he loves me not. He loves me. You're not out of line.
You're not out of line, Caden. But there are regs.
I get you, Shepard. I don't make a habit of complicating the chain of command. Just think about what I said.
Alright, tactical appraisal?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I'm glad there aren't many aliens like the Thorian. I don't think
Yo,
my
me
stomach
too.
could take it. One of my cousins has an agribusiness. I was thinking of calling him. Maybe he can get some shipments into Pharaohs.
That's
I mean, now that they're cut off.
very kind of you, Caden. I appreciate that. Alright.
We'll talk
Goodbye.
later, Caden.
I'd like that.
What's up, Garrus?
Commander, good to see you.
You've been with
Agreed.
C-Sec a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
Go
I bet you have.
on.
Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Thorian geneticist I was sent to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
That case was a bit disturbing.
Disturbing?
What happened? Why were you investigating him?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
Ew. I hope that's not common.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the psychos. I remember this one L-Corps diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs, had the station in a bit of a panic.
An
This case
L-Corps?
wasn't that clear cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
I'm assuming he meant like the L-Corps paid people and was doing it, like he was the broker for it, because like an L-Corps coming at you to hack you up is horrifying.
So how did
I
you
mean,
figure
anything
out
coming
what's
at you to hack
happening?
you up is horrifying.
First,
Still,
we got a
they're
hold of a
huge.
sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Thorian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Thorian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Salarian hearts, no Thorian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
Krogan testicles? Okay, please explain.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set.
They have 4 of them?
Somebody's making a killing out of it.
Yikes!
What'd you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was
That's a lot of
interviewing
testosterone or whatever their
I came
equivalent
across
is.
something suspicious.
You mean threatening? Was that really necessary?
Maybe.
She's like, Garrus.
Either way, it paid off.
Really?
One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the
When
interview.
Shepard disapproves.
We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes, walking, living.
That's sick. Freaking disgusting.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Ew.
Exactly.
But they were really broke, like really
Found their
poor, and he
organs right
used them.
inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off.
Kind of smart,
Most
though.
of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good.
Oh, jeez.
Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them.
No.
Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside.
If you were trying to keep it hidden, why would you leave extra parts in there? You'd get found out.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Bro! Yeah, don't tell me that!
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop it.
But you went after him anyway, right?
Right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order.
Oh.
They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian.
What do you think's gonna happen to them when they leave?
So close to the Citadel.
Disable that ship.
I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs. They wouldn't listen.
Yo, for once, like, I agree with Garrus here on this one, for real. Like, I'm gonna go IC though.
Well, you can't get them all.
No, but
ugh,
letting him get away
that
like
is
that.
awful.
All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
It's definitely a tough choice.
I suppose I can see both sides. But what's done is done.
I suppose. Can't waste too much time worrying about it now. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salian?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea.
Oh, that's awful.
I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get
Sounds like they
anyone
just
to
don't
check it out.
care.
I'll check out the coordinates
Give me
when I
that.
get a chance.
Give me.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
Alright, that's fair.
What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Yeah, Rex.
Lots of reasons.
Yes?
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Understandable.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
Go on.
What happened?
I was betrayed.
Ugh. The worst.
I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us.
Tribal warfare. Sounds
They
familiar.
followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Thorians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Thorians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
Where do you fit into
What
this?
did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
Which I'm sure old geezer didn't like that.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk.
A blowhard wanting to
We
talk.
met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from and where we all go.
Alright.
It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
So the fact that you're prefacing this with violence is forbidden means there will be violence, I assume.
Sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Your father?
Jared was your father?
Bro!
He was. Until
Can you
that
imagine
day.
that? Jeez.
We talked. But we
I'm sure
didn't
some viewers
get
probably can't
anywhere.
imagine that, and that's awful. I'm so
When
sorry.
it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly.
Oh.
I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest.
Jeez.
That is why I left.
I would have
And
left
that's
too.
why I'll never go back.
Legit. I would have left too.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard?
Yes.
I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
Really?
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
Special armor, I guess?
What's so important about this armor?
It's a relic. Useless, really. But it was worn by 5 generations of my family before the war.
It's an
rightfully
heirloom.
mine.
Got it.
Originally, it was taken by the Thorian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war.
Oh, that sucks.
Now, it's in the hands of Ton Actus, a Thorian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people.
Scummy.
He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
Don't worry. Listen, Rex, I got you.
Just
okay?
tell me where to
I got
start
you.
looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
Good.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Okay, so if you've never played this, then you should know that, or I guess I should let you know, that each companion usually has like a mission they need to do before you complete the game to like earn loyalty to, like, from them. And Garrus's is the Dr. Salion or Dr. Hart. His is the armor. Caden's, like, Caden and Ashley, they both have just basically, like, you need to, like, be there for them through whatever difficult conversation they have for you. The conversation that I'm having with Caden about Jump Zero, once we complete through that, that's his, like, loyalty thing.
Commander?
Because it's
Do you have a
a
few
deep
minutes to
problem
talk?
for him.
One-on-one?
Sure.
For Ashley,
I
it's
was just
about her
watching
family.
From home.
Oh, before I go, we saw Caden in a news vid about the Normandy.
Caden.
He's cute.
I agree.
Later, sis.
Let's pretend this
Caden.
never happened.
Are you interested in the lieutenant, Chief?
Trying to act cool.
No, ma'am. And anyway, Scuttlebutt says he's already sweet on someone. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Really? Okay. Tell me about your family.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Understandable. Tell me about your
Did
father.
your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I met Chief. First thing he did was salute.
Aw, that's actually really cute. Aww.
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
Makes
You
me
must
tear
know
up
what
just a little
military
bit.
wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while Dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds.
That's
She
sweet.
gave up her career to raise us, though.
Yo, I know how that feels.
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
Where did you grow up?
All over.
I imagine. Military family.
We transferred
Like,
half a
duh,
dozen
Shepard, you
times
should know
before I
that.
finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
You're lucky to have a close family.
Sorry, I forgot about your
don't worry
family
about it.
situation.
Or lack thereof. Relax, Williams. I've dealt with it.
Yeah.
Asked me to clear a bunker of armed hostiles? No problem. Dealing with the foot in my mouth? Not so good with that.
Things were
Soldier
tense
things, huh?
between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did. Mike.
Bad Mike.
I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid
Where were you when this was going on?
I was on active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years
So
back.
she's still pretty young.
They were
Got
in
it.
Amaterasu. At the time, I was assigned to Chernobyl. Same cluster, but a dozen LY away. Close enough to talk regularly, too far to make it back in an emergency. I couldn't afford a fast packet flight.
Where were you when this was going on?
Oops.
They were on Amaterasu. Close enough to talk regularly, too far to make it back in an emergency.
No means
I
no.
couldn't afford a fast packet flight.
If he really liked her, he wouldn't be pushy.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, even if you really like someone, you can be like a little pushy and it'd be okay, but when someone clearly says no, you're like, alright, sweet. You wanna grab a coffee or something? You wanna do anything else?
She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense.
Agreed.
I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
Very nice.
You traveled all the way home to walk your sister to school.
It was only a dozen light years,
Only.
like a day's cruise. It's not like I was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy.
Then he shouldn't have been a
I wanted to
D-bag.
snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her. I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood
That's my
everywhere.
girl.
That's unbelievable.
Go, Sarah, go.
Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital,
Nicer than I
Mike
would have
touched
been.
Sarah's arm. I thought he was going to end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. And she hugged him. The
Man, that gives me
words were,
goosebumps. I would have
"Our
hugged him.
Commander,
I would have jack-slapped him.
when we're ready. Not before, not after."
Goodness.
Sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
He probably would have passed.
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, "Space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there."
I mean, you can. It's
I
just
cannot rest
super
from
difficult and
travel.
expensive.
I will drink life to the lees. All times I've enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
I prefer the Kraken.
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just
I like
because I can
Tennyson,
drill you
but I
between
prefer
the
the
eyes at
Kraken. It's
100
my
meters
favorite.
doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around. Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home.
Foot in my
Dad
mouth.
passed
Foot in my
away a few
mouth.
years back. He's probably still watching, though.
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
You know that old saw, "There's never an atheist in a foxhole"? Well, I've been in a lot of foxholes.
Yeah, I guess you have. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez.
I mean, there's a lot of space out
Hello,
there
have you
for there
people
to be a
looked out
higher
the
power,
window?
you know?
How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something? I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
Seems like Shepard likes Ashley a little more after that. Like, me personally, like, I kind of get it. Her family has been shafted over and over again throughout the years. So it makes sense that she'd be a little resentful of aliens due to the fact that her family getting shafted for 3 generations now is because of a war with aliens.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is.
Excellent.
I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Saren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
Don't worry, you will. 100%.
We still have a long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
Why?
What's so special about you?
What's so special about
My father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
So are you some kind of heir to the Thorian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen, but it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
Check your privilege tally.
Easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me.
Now that is a lot of pressure.
Must be tough on
knowing
you.
that people could use you to mess with your father.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry.
That'd be messed up.
There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage, something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
What if we save the galaxy? Will that make people like you more?
Anything any Quarian's ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture.
Do
We're
I?
a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest
Understandable,
dream
I guess.
is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
What would you need to bring back to make everyone
Yeah,
happy?
like what is it that they want?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile.
Well, it has been like
They've
300
continued
years
to
or something
evolve.
like that.
We've done our best to study them,
closer, it's
but
like
it's
290.
not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Saren's going down. We're yelling timber.
Good timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel. Top priority clearance.
I haven't done this one before, I don't think. Or maybe I did when I was Renegade. I kind of want to be like, from who? Who's the Citadel? You know what? I'll do it.
Is it the ambassador?
It's not his signature. I think it's from the council.
Oh.
I'll patch it through.
I thought it was going to be cheeky and be like, council who? My bad.
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
Good.
I'll take all the help I can get.
Gimme.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
Okay.
You mean spies?
Spectres tend to attract attention, Commander, but they are only one arm of the Council. Special task groups are often a better option for monitoring developing situations.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
Come on.
What did they find?
Gimme.
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this.
Heck yes.
Find out what happened to our team.
Right.
The signal originated from the planet Vermeer.
Thanks. We're going to Vermeer.
The Council prefers not to become involved in the specifics of Spectre activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Vermeer. Good luck, Commander Shepard.
That's her basically saying, like, we're not helping you after this. This is the only, like, little lifeline you're getting. It's all up to you after this. Which I guess, I get it, but, like, also, like, you guys are rude. Okay. I am going to wrap it up here. I have been recording for a long time. I've got a lot of stuff to edit on this. So thank you for anybody who supports my channel, for anybody who watches, for anybody who is just letting it play in the background, likes, comments, anything like that, or even sharing, getting the word out there. Any of it helps. I am greatly appreciative. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, afternoon, whatever it might be for you. Thanks. Bye.